Oi! Welcome back. That was bad. Oi! Welcome to the top 5 for the FU. Bruh. Oi! Welcome to the FU. This is the top 5 for the week.
This week's top 5 is second choice Premier League goalkeepers. So we'll start off number 5, Aurelio Gomez. 195 Premier League appearances and 53 clean sheets. Number 4, Angus Gunn. Only 11 Premier League appearances, but 3 clean sheets and 1 penalty save. Number 3, Petr Cech. 443 Premier League appearances and 202 Premier League clean sheets.
Pause. Isn't that the most Premier League clean sheets?
I think it is.
Pause. That's why we discuss after. Number 2, Sergio Romero. Only 7 Premier League appearances, but 6 clean sheets and 1 penalty save. I understand. We'll see in a minute. Number 1, Nick Pope. 35 Premier League appearances and 11 clean sheets. Okay, so back to number 5. We'll find out why you're laughing later. Aurelio Gomez at number 5.
Not better than Mignolet.
Wait, what are we basing the Premier League second choice keepers off of?
It's just how good of a keeper they are. Because the thing is, it's hard to judge Romero, for instance, only in the Premier League because he's had most of his appearances in the other competitions.
Yeah.
When he's facing...
And, hold on, so that's why we'll argue it when we get there. So it's based off of them as a keeper, not just the Premier League, but it's just something to
Okay.
get the stats
And
here.
then as what you call it? I wanted to say something. If you continue, I'll think of it. Just
Okay. I think Aurelio Gomez is a good goalkeeper. He's put in a great shift in the Premier League, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't think he's better than Mignolet. I don't think he's better than... he's better than Joe Hart now.
That's why it's also now.
Yeah, now.
Because Petr Cech, arguably one of the best in the Premier League ever,
The best ever.
arguably the best ever, and one of the best ever, is only at number 3 because he's not at his best now.
I think he...
Also, don't forget, some of these teams, they have crappy defenders.
Yeah, so that's why you take everything into account. So that's why
Okay.
how it is how it be.
So why is Aurelio
It be
Gomez
like it do.
above Mignolet, but below Sergio Romero? If
Listen,
it's about
okay.
now, Romero doesn't play. Gomez plays. Mix doesn't. Mignolet and Romero. Same WhatsApp group, but different treatment.
Because one's worse than the other.
Which one is worse?
Obviously, Mignolet.
Mignolet has more Premier League clean sheets than most of these guys. All these guys except for Petr
Because he
Cech.
played a lot.
Right? Gomez,
So,
195 Premier League appearances doesn't count as a lot. 195 Premier League appearances does not count as a lot.
I didn't say that. I just said
Then-
Mignolet played a lot.
So let's talk. Mignolet played a lot. Gomez
Ish,
played
can
a
we
lot.
not make this about a Mignolet video?
No, it's not a
No,
Mignolet
he's
video.
saying, why is Mignolet
Yeah,
not there?
not on
and
the
you're
list.
putting Gomez in there. Because Mignolet has also
This
had...
said, it didn't say why isn't he there instead of Gomez. He said
No,
why isn't
no,
he here
I'm
instead of
saying-
everyone else.
No, I'm
no,
talking
no.
about Gomez specifically.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where I'm starting from.
Because he's just Mignolet. He's not a good keeper.
Mignolet
But-
versus Gomez, who made more errors in the Premier League? This is an error-student goalkeeper.
Yeah,
That
but
you're
so is
choosing-
Mignolet.
No,
And
but Mignolet,
Gomez has done it at smaller clubs than Mignolet.
Mignolet played for Sunderland before he joined Liverpool. So because he played for one big team, his errors are worse, even though this other man's errors are more frequent.
And then at the same time, it's like this guy's clubs, he's not really at the limelight because their club would be at like middle table, consistent at middle table or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas Liverpool were middle table, trying to shift from that. Not middle table, but like shifting from just playing for fun, but challenging for stuff, if that makes sense. You
Yeah, I
understand?
get
Yeah.
what you're saying.
So
And-
then
but they-
everything is
they
just
got-
pressure on you because then you're competing with the likes of De Gea, Cech,
Yeah.
and so forth.
But Liverpool have only gotten that shift once they replaced Mignolet with a good keeper, not replacing him with Karius, replacing him. Well, they still sort of got there after replacing him with Karius because they made it to a Champions League final.
It's important to note that Mignolet started the season as the number one goalkeeper, and Karius only took over towards the middle point of the season.
Yeah, but that's where the good stuff happened because you didn't do anything fantastic in the league. You played well, you finished top four. But then what was impressive was Champions League, and that's where Karius was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from Karius. My man did a great job last year. Everything besides the final was actually pretty decent. But we were still getting into those positions, like where we were getting better with Mignolet in goal. It's also important to note that the people in front of him were also not. No one was great at the back. No one was.
This
great
is just
at
a
the
why
back.
Mignolet is okay video right now.
It's not a why Mignolet is great. The thing is, you're overlooking the greater question. I'm asking why Gomez over all the others.
Because he did a good job at smaller clubs. He was a great keeper for Watford. He's only been replaced now because he's old. I think he's retiring this season.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben Foster is having the best season of his life, arguably.
Okay, let's move on. But I still disagree.
Number 4, Angus Gunn. He's just here because he's a very promising young keeper, and it's good to have that as a backup keeper that is now slowly moving to first choice keeper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good goalie. Great decision to leave Man City.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't like at game time.
Yeah.
And like, Muric should follow his steps soon. Next
Yeah.
season.
He could get into this list next season if we do it.
He could. He seems like a
Depending
really
if he
good-
moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muric?
No. But
Muric.
Well,
But if he
second
moves-
choice keeper.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
he moves, he's not going to be a second choice keeper.
No. He might be a second choice keeper, no? But with more game time. Because that City doesn't have game time.
Yeah, he barely plays, but still. So yeah.
So you wouldn't automatically be on the list, regardless if he moves and whatever. If he moves without playing or whatever, because he has no XP. So we
Yeah.
can't just put him there just because he's
Okay,
not
so
performing.
number 4,
Youth
Angus
level.
Gunn.
yeah. Angus Gunn made the move, and look at how well you're doing now, man. You got 3 clean sheets, a penalty save.
And for Southampton.
Yeah, for Southampton.
So in the relegation battle, so he came in probably around the same time as Hasenhüttl. So then with him, they've started doing well. So that's good.
Hasenhüttl.
Good name.
Yeah.
And number 3, Petr Cech.
Outrageous. Outrageous.
That he's only number 3.
Yeah.
So you think he's the best keeper here even now?
Yes.
Have you not watched him this season?
Have you watched him this
This
season?
man.
Yes.
This man, bruh, it's just because he's not great with playing
With
his feet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Otherwise, he's
that's a lot of what he's had to do this season.
Yeah, but he's still a good keeper, bruh. And
Yes,
Arsenal's
that's why
defense,
he's here.
regardless, Sergio Romero or Nick Pope, if they were playing at Arsenal defense,
Yeah, would
we'd
be
put them
having
in
them.
Would be having
We'd
them,
be
bruh.
having them.
This guy should be number 1, bruh.
And he's going to the
I'm
Europa
sorry.
League final. Let's not forget. That's all him too. That's all him. Yeah, I mean,
It's just that he's not good at his feet. Well, playing with the ball,
yeah, and that's not his fault.
and that's not his fault.
They
Yeah, but it's still a trait of his that has showed that a weakness of his that has made him have a not so great season.
no. I don't think it's taken
bruh,
away
he's
that
kept
much.
clean sheets,
Mhm.
bruh, this guy.
It's not taking
and
that
he's
much.
done important saves, bruh.
And he's not the only keeper that's not good with his feet, and yet we praise all the other ones.
Yeah, it's not like he can't save the ball with his feet. He just can't pass the ball or kick it around.
Yeah, but
Under
also as a
pressure.
keeper, he's dropped off a lot.
Because he's,
'Cause he's been
but dropping off
benching.
a lot from being the best.
Yeah, it's not like he dropped off and
Yeah.
he's mediocre.
Yeah,
He's still in the level of those keepers, bro. It's not like those keepers are. They were.
Yeah.
It's not like those keepers were at Petr Cech level.
Yes,
understand.
but I think you guys are underrating both of the other keepers.
I think you guys overrate Romero. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Romero is a good goalkeeper, but he's not elite. We treat him as though he's an elite.
Okay, so
goalie.
Sergio Romero, now number 2. So the
Yeah.
thing is, it also based off of his international career. He was first choice for Argentina and got them to a World Cup final.
where they dropped him and played Caballero instead.
Not in the World Cup final. That
I'm
was the
talking
other
about-
World Cup.
I'm talking about this World Cup.
They
Yeah,
didn't drop
yeah.
him. He was injured
No, they weren't going to play him anyway.
because
He's not their best goalie.
he was injured. He
Yeah,
is their
but-
best goalie.
No, Marcuson is the best Argentinian goalie. It's facts.
Okay, well, I don't even know who that is. So that's a nice niche opinion there. Maybe we'll figure that out a little bit more later.
Yeah, Sergio Romero is good, bro.
Yeah, he's good.
So I think
But-
you guys underrate him.
I just don't think he's way better than Czech.
Yeah, I never
don't
said
think
that.
he's
That's
better
why
than
he's at
Cech.
number 2, Czech's at number 3.
That means he's better though. I still think Czech is better than everybody else.
He definitely was, but I just don't think he is anymore.
Let's look at the appearances. Okay, you know what? I was gonna say, but we can't do it right now. I was gonna say maybe let's compare appearances this season for Czech and
No, but you can't do that because he was the first choice keeper when they got Leno. They were sort of having it. You
wasn't
can't. It's
really,
and Romero has arguably, not according to you, but according to pretty much everyone else, the best keeper in the world, De Gea, to get in front of. Whereas Czech had Leno, who is having a bad start to the season.
Didn't know everybody else thought De Gea was the best in the world. Shout out to y'all.
he's
I
up
said
there.
arguably
he's
the
up
best in the
there.
world.
Yeah, he's up there. But, you know,
So yes, he is arguably the best in the world. I'm not saying he's
Petr Cech.
outright 100% the best in the world, but he is arguably the best in the world, and that's who Romero has to compete with.
But then if you look at it now, Hudson, yes, that's true. He has to compete with Romero. I mean,
with De Gea.
one of the best in the world. But like this man, bro, like whenever they play him, he plays in the FA Cup, dog, and you guys hardly like get except for this season.
yeah, it's usually
He's been there for how many seasons? 4, 3,
Yeah, around there.
and then you only made it to one FA Cup final. So it's not like you've always been playing him in the Champions League or wherever as to compete with difficult opponents, you know. Whereas, for example,
Yeah, but he does have 27 clean sheets in 44 United appearances, and that's not mostly under or behind a good defense.
but that's mostly against a terrible attack. Misleading stat. FA Cup, you know, when you're facing Grimsby Town,
yeah.
But you don't go through those rounds much. It's a lot of Premier League teams as well, but albeit the lower Premier League
I think
teams, but
if you
still.
had a kid like, what's your keeper that's on
Dean
the
Henderson?
Henderson, he'd also have those same stats if you had him.
Yeah, and yes, I think he would probably be in this list as well if he was our second choice keeper because of how well he's done in the championship.
above Petr Cech or below Petr Cech.
Above Petr Cech because of it's based off of now,
Europa
not
League
their
final,
career.
championship.
Nick Pope. Let's continue.
Okay, Nick Pope, number 1. So for me, he's number 1 just because of how well he did in the one season that he played.
Yeah.
He's injured now, but I think he might be back. So it's just we only have one season to go off. But off of that one season, he made it into the England World Cup squad. So I feel like he could also easily just be. He could replace Pickford at Everton. He could replace the Arsenal keepers. So I think he's a top keeper. But it's a shame because he started his career a bit late. So he's 27 now.
I think like Nick Pope is good. You know, like he's a good keeper, not you know. But also the one factor that also helped him is like he played under Burnley, and they almost made it into Europe, and they're a very defensive side, you know. So that's also an important thing because like.
And
if
he
you
was
can-
part of the
if
reason
you
they got
if you
7th.
can communicate
very
with your
important.
defense and make sure that
Yeah.
they understand, so that's good on him. Because now it's also difficult just to come in and replace Heaton, who had a great season the year before, and for your defense to like you and make sure that you trust them, they respect you, and you can trust, you know. So shout out to him for that.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that's like he's perfect actually, you know, like in terms of what he does. He
Yeah.
does a great job. I can't argue against him as a player. He's done tremendously. But I don't know if he deserves to be on the list. Because it's confusing with Burnley. You know, Tom Heaton was first choice and he was second.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
Tom Heaton got a long-term injury, so Nick Pope went through. Then Nick Pope got a long-term injury.
And now Heaton,
Yeah.
Joe Hart, and then
And then
Heaton.
Heaton. So I don't know if he's really second choice or if he's just injured. Same thing with Tom
Yeah.
Heaton the first year. Like we don't know if he
Yeah.
was second choice now or if he was just injured.
Yeah, so
So Burnley's confused.
well, the thing is, he's always played as a second choice keeper because he only came in because the first choice keeper went out.
Yeah, but at the beginning
So
of the
so far
season,
he's only really been qualified as a second choice keeper, but we don't really know.
Yeah.
Okay, so then a few honorable mentions.
Yeah, this Burnley
Willie
team.
Caballero, I feel like he's done very well for City and Chelsea in the other competitions. Simon Mignolet, Joe Hart, and Asmir Begovic.
Begovic used to be up there, man.
Yeah, that man, he also dropped off quite a lot.
He used to
Which
be
is sad.
up there. Sitting on the bench really does that to you, though.
Yeah. So as a first choice keeper, he was good. Now back at Bournemouth.
I do
Second
think-
choice keeper again at Bournemouth.
Yeah, man.
Maybe third choice now behind that kid Travers. Nice.
I hope not.
You do think what?
Caballero is a cow. A cow that can save penalties.
And then shots. Blank points. What is
He's
it?
a good shot stopper.
blank?
Point blank.
Reflex
Yeah, but you know,
saves and that. So
I still think he's a cow.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah.
For the list, I do think Petr Cech should be number one.
Same.
Consistency. Different managers. I don't know, man.
Adapting
well, it's
his
not.
game
It's
this late.
this season.
This season
No,
is
I'm
the
saying-
Europa League final.
Yeah, you see? And like, Leno was supposed to come and replace you, immediately. But did he do that? No. And Leno is like top 5 prospects for keepers, you know. But obviously, you know, these people, for keepers to come and replace you, it's easy, but he didn't have it easy. Because, I don't know, man, I still think Cech should be
Yeah.
up there.
So let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, because of consistency, man.
Yeah, but it's
Under different managers.
Spoo.
under
It's
Taylor's
about
game.
this season.
And he did that this season, bro.
I'm just saying this
He's
season.
not been
did-
under different managers this season.
But guys, if we're speaking this season, Romero should not be above Cech. Considering Romero has got way less game time.
I'm talking about keeping ability
But you said this
for
season.
this season. Yes.
How do we know about Romero when he's played so little football?
Okay, so let us know what you guys think because we're 17 minutes in. This is supposed to be about a 10-minute video. We could clearly have a podcast about this. So let us know what you guys think. That's it for us from this week.
Check number 1. Check out. Peace out.
Sure, that was a weak outro.
Check out.
Thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Out.